Yo, what's going on, guys? We're back with another video, and for today I got my best 3 picks for Monday Night Football between the Cowboys and the Cardinals. We're going to jump into all of that in the full breakdown in a minute or two, but before we do that, let's recap how NFL Sunday went. Unfortunately, we did not end up winning our 5-man. It actually went pretty rough on that side, but what we did hit was our play on Rico Dowdle for more than 50 yards and hit day 3 of the 100X challenge. Just 2 weeks ago, we hit this entire challenge from $10 to $1,000. So hopefully we can run it back because we're on day 4, and I'm going to be giving you guys my day 4 pick later in this video. So make sure to stay tuned. Before we jump into the picks, the only other thing I have to say, guys, is make sure to go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, because when you do, you automatically get entered into our signed Puka Nacua jersey giveaway. We're giving away a signed jersey this month to someone that likes, comments, and subscribe. So make sure to go ahead and do that for me down below in the comment section. Every single video that you guys comment on will be an additional entry as well. We just gave away a signed JSN Jackson Smith and Jigba jersey in the month of October. So this is our giveaway for the month of November. And as usual, I take these plays every single day on Underdog Fantasy. If you guys are watching me, if you want to tail me, when you use our promo code PISTONS, they'll give you $100 for free after you play your first $5. And they'll give you this Dak Prescott 1-yard special, which is obviously going to hit. It's literally Dak Prescott to throw for 1 yard. So get your free 1-yard special. Go get your $100 for free after you play your first $5. And as for the 100X challenge, we'll actually start the video with that one because we did it yesterday and it hit. I take those on an app called Novig, in case you guys are curious, and they have an offer with code PISTONS where you spend $5, you get a $50 bonus. So literally, just off the bat, before we even get into the picks, you guys can spend $5 on Underdog and get 100 and a Dak Prescott free square with the code PISTONS. And on Novig, you can spend 5 and get 50 for free, literally just with the code PISTONS. Links are down below, top of the description. Also, they will be pinned at the top of the comment section. But who do I have? Day 1, we hit the Houston Texans. Day 2, we hit Jalen Waddle. Day 3, which was yesterday, we hit Rico Dowdle. And day 4 is going to be CeeDee Lamb for more than 6.5 receptions. And what do I like so much about this play on CeeDee Lamb? Well, over his last 16 games with Dak Prescott healthy, going back to the 2024 season, of course, where the Cowboys had a bit of a rougher year, CeeDee's averaging over 7 catches a game. Not only that, he's averaging a gigantic target share. If we take a look at last season, you guys can see down here, 25% last season. This season, when he's been healthy, it's been close to 25%. He's went for 38, 20%, and then, of course, he got injured in this game, and then 26 and 27%. Last 2 games, he has 8 targets and 10 targets, and he's going up against an Arizona Cardinals defense, which currently ranks 27th in the NFL in receptions allowed. Why do I not take his yards? Honestly, I think they're just going to be doubling him. They're going to be on top of him. But at the end of the day, I think Dak Prescott's going to be able to get him the ball a lot. I think we could see a game where he gets like 8 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown, something along those lines. I think the receptions is the play here. And other apps actually tend to agree because we can see Fanatics, Fliff, MGM. Like, take a look at my screen. It is kind of insane. You get the point. How many apps are favoring him up? And that's a massive green flag when you see other apps favoring a player up. The reason for that, guys, is these apps are worth billions of dollars when they come in and they give us information like this. And these guys, I promise you, that work for Draftkings, Fanatics, they don't watch the most NFL. They actually are just math nerds typically. And the reason for that is math is how you win in this game in the long run. So if you use math to beat them, that is essentially the best way to do it. I've actually interviewed one of the guys that works for PrizePicks on my channel. If you guys want to go ahead and give that a watch, it'll be linked in the description. But we talk about this in there and basically why math is way more important than any ball knowledge. So CeeDee Lamb, higher than 6.5 receptions, is my first play of the day. For my second play of the day, and I'm going to give you guys a bonus NBA pick at the end of this video as well. We're going to take Jacoby Brissett for more than 249.5 passing yards. So why do I like this? It's a bit of a weird play. He's the backup quarterback for the Cardinals. I don't know why I can't talk. But you guys can see on the season, he started in 2 games, went for 320 passing yards against a pretty good Colts team and actually held their own for the Cardinals. And in case you've watched the Cardinals this year, they have not been good. And then against the Green Bay Packers, who, again, another pretty good team. And he more than held his own. 279 yards, kept it very competitive with 2 of the better teams in the entire NFL, with the Colts and with the Packers. And now he's going up against an elite offense in the Dallas Cowboys, but an absolute trash defense because the Cowboys give up 258.6 yards a game, which is obviously towards the bottom of the NFL that ranks bottom 3. So he's going up against a bottom 3 pass defense. He's averaging 300 yards a game over the last 2 starts, and I just do believe he's going to be able to hit this number. We actually are getting him at 246 when you guys are on Underdog Fantasy, and as you just saw, there are multiple apps up here at 249. So that's a 3 to 4 yard difference in case you guys are not following what I mean by that, the importance of that. Basically, if you go into a calculator, so if you literally look up calculator and you do 3 or let's say 4 divided by 250, reason we're doing that is his over under is set at 250 on some of these apps, and we're getting him at 246 on Underdog. So 250 minus 246 is 4. 4 divided by 250 is about 1.6%. And in the long run, they say the house always wins, and more often than not, for pretty much everybody, it does. But we're getting 1.6% of the market back just by getting him at 246. Something big you guys are going to hear me say if you're a new viewer here is I really preach that you should never be reaching on some of these. Like, for example, if you go ahead and you take our next pick, Trey McBride, more than 68.5, you really shouldn't be playing that if it's above 70. If it's 70, 71, I like it at 68.5 because those 2 yards are actually worth more than you think. If we go over here, you do 2 divided by 70, and of course, I'll give you the breakdown in a minute. You can see that's 2.8% of the market, even closer to 3. So it's worth more than most people would expect. Trey McBride, more than 68.5 yards. What do I like here? Well, 2 things. Number 1 is Trey McBride's only gone above this 3 times on the year. Keep in mind, though, the 2 times that he went above this, his starting quarterback was actually Jacoby Brissett. Earlier in the year, he went for 78 against the Panthers with Kyler Murray. But in games with Kyler Murray, he's only hit it in 1 out of 4 times. And if we scroll down here, we can also see that his target share with Jacoby Brissett is off the charts. 46 pass attempts in this game against the Colts. He had 24% of the target share with 11 targets. Then 42 pass attempts against the Green Bay Packers, and he had 31% of the targets here, 13 targets. We can also see the Dallas Cowboys, as I mentioned before, are absolutely trash in the receiving yards defense. They rank 31st in the NFL, giving up 273.1 yards a game, and Trey McBride hit it back-to-back weeks with him. You can see apps favoring it up, some of them even up here at 69.5. I like it at 68. I'd probably take it at 69. I don't think 70 is worth it. So 68, 69, either of those numbers are solid. And those are my official 3 picks. I'm going to give you guys a bonus play in a second. But CeeDee Lamb for higher than 6.5 receptions. Jacoby Brissett for higher than 246.5 passing yards, and Trey McBride higher than 68.5 receiving yards. Now, as for my bonus pick, we're going to jump over into the NBA, but before we do that, make sure you guys are all using Pikkit to track your picks every single day. You guys have heard me preach this to you, especially if you've been watching the channel the last few weeks, because so many of you come in here and you have no clue if you're up, if you're down. One of the most important things you guys can do, in my opinion, is just make sure you're tracking your results so that you know exactly where you're sitting on the day, the week, the month, the year. And Pikkit is a completely free app that you guys can go ahead and download below with our code PISTONS, and it'll give you a nice little chart like this. You can see this is our chart. So if you ever want to look up our group, our Discord group, we have over 22,000 people. It's where we send all of our best picks. You can join it down below. But if you ever want to fact check our results, see anything about how good or bad we are, our username is @Banjo, BANJO. Feel free to look us up down below. And for the final play of the day, we are going to take Giannis for more than 50.5 PRA. As you guys can see here against the Indianapolis Pacers, he has been absolutely cooking over the last 9 appearances, hitting it in 5 of 9 times, especially recently in his most recent game, going for 63, 30 points, 20 rebounds, and 13 assists. The last time he played the Indiana Pacers, 30 points, 20 rebounds, 13 assists. We can also see on the right side of the screen here, 14th against, they rank 14th in points against the power forwards. They are trash in rebounds against, and you know that because Giannis went for 20 rebounds against them last time, and 13th in assists. So the Pacers defense is known to be a little bit weaker. Giannis has hit this in 4 of 5 games this year for an 80% hit rate. Last season, he only hit it at a 40% hit rate, but I do like him to go above this number. I think it is too low. I think he's been playing off the charts this year. Look at these games, like 14 rebounds, 20 rebounds, 14 rebounds, and he's dropping 30, 37, 40 points in almost every game. He only had his worst game of the year recently where he got 45. And the Pacers are one of those teams that can definitely score to keep up with the Bucks, and they're weak enough on defense where a guy like Giannis should be able to absolutely cook and take advantage of that. So those are my favorite plays of the day for Monday. Lost track of what day of the week it was. As usual, make sure to tail me on Underdog Fantasy if you guys want to go ahead and join our Discord. We actually are doing a special right now to everyone that joins Underdog Fantasy with our code PISTONS or Novig with our code PISTONS. We'll hook you up with a free month inside the group when you just make a deposit and send us proof. Email is elitepicksyt@gmail.com. The links and everything are going to be down below. As you guys know, there's no guarantees. There's ups, there's downs. So make sure you keep that in mind. And I will catch you guys all for the next one. Thanks.